Reading is one of the most important skills for learning any language, and Italian is no exception. Whether you're just starting to learn Italian or you have been studying Italian for a while, reading can be an excellent way to improve your skills and expand your vocabulary. However, it's important to approach reading in the right way in order to get the most out of it. I'm Valentina Stella, native Italian teacher, and today I want to help you with this. And if you don't have any Italian books or articles handy, at the end of this video, I will give you a free Italian story that I wrote specifically for those who want to learn Italian by reading. So, here's my 6-step guide to maximize your Italian reading experience. Step 1. Choose the right level of difficulty. When choosing books or articles to read, it's very important to find materials that are at the right level of difficulty for you. A common mistake I see many students make is to immediately jump into very difficult types of text, like newspaper articles or Italian literature books. This often leads to frustration and discouragement. Instead, look for materials that are slightly above your current level of proficiency, but not so difficult that you cannot understand anything at all. As I always say, it must be challenging, but not overwhelming. Step 2. Don't try to understand every single word at once. That's not doable. This would just be a daunting and overwhelming task that can also quickly lead to frustration and discouragement. Instead, a proven method is to read the text once quickly to try to get the gist of it. This can be achieved by scanning the text first and getting an overview of the content. Then you can go back and read more carefully to fill in any gaps in understanding. After the first quick scan, I actually always recommend to repeat reading the text several times until you feel you have really absorbed it. Step 3. Take the time to memorize those vocabulary and phrases. Don't expect to learn a new word or expression just by reading it once. That's not going to happen. Memorizing vocabulary and phrases requires active effort and repetition. There are several techniques that can be used to help with memorization, such as flashcards, spaced repetition, and mnemonics. Flashcards are a very popular method that I personally use with my students, and it involves writing the new vocabulary word or phrase on one side of the card, and then its translation or definition on the other side. And these cards can be reviewed regularly to help you commit the new words and phrases to memory. Step 4. Read actively. Don't just read passively, but actively engage with the text. What I mean with that is this. Try to predict what will happen next. Ask yourself questions about the content and make connections to your own life and experiences. This will help you better understand and remember the material. Step 5. Combine reading with listening. Reading is crucial for language learning as it provides examples of vocabulary and grammar in context. So it helps you expand your vocabulary and become familiar with the language structure. Listening, on the other hand, is crucial for developing oral comprehension and pronunciation skills. When listening to a native speaker, you can hear the correct pronunciation of words and phrases and get a better sense of the rhythm and intonation of the language. By combining reading and listening together, you can maximize your exposure to the language and improve your skills more quickly. For example, listening to an audiobook while following along with the written text can help you see how words are pronounced and how they are used in context. And finally, step 6. Read aloud for active learning. Similarly to listening to a native speaker, reading a text out loud can help you practice your pronunciation and speaking skills and develop a more natural rhythm and intonation. This can be easily done by just pausing the Italian audio after each sentence and repeating that sentence aloud. Reading out loud can also help you internalize the language and make it more familiar to you. By speaking the language yourself, you're actively engaging with the language and making it part of your own experience. This can be especially helpful if you're not in a language immersion environment, as it allows you to create your own opportunity for language practice and learning. Okay, this was my step-by-step guide to help you learn Italian by reading. If you want to immediately apply these 6 steps, just click on the link in the description box of this video. I have prepared a story in Italian for you to practice with. The story is about an American couple, Jack and Mary, who visit Italy for the first time. This story includes vocabulary, flashcards, comprehension questions, and audio recordings of me reading the text. This way, you will be able to practice your reading, listening, and vocabulary skills and immediately apply all we talk about in this video. So, just click on the link that you will find in the description. Ciao e a presto da Valentina!